After working with Coldporcelain clay for over a year, I've learned a lot of tiny tips and tricks that actually makes working with clay much easier. And in this video, I've shared all those tips and tricks, so let's get started. Even before making the clay, I keep the Fevicol bottles upside down so everything comes to the bottom and it's easy for me to pour it later. I also use a non-stick pan to make clay because clay doesn't stick to it and everything comes together easily, unlike normal pans where clay sticks a lot. Same goes with silicone spatulas. Clay doesn't stick to silicone, but a lot of clay sticks to normal ones and goes to waste. If you are tired of mixing colors and staining your fingers every single time, just add the color you want while making the white clay itself. Don't skip the white paint though. Follow the exact same steps and you'll get a big batch of colored clay. To store the clay, I use baking paper because clay always sticks to the plastic. Also store it inside an airtight container because it is an air dry clay. If you want to learn how I make my clay, you can check out my previous video. To clean the table, you can pour some isopropyl alcohol and wipe it off using a cloth. And to be extra sure, roll a small piece of scrape clay all over the surface to pick up the remaining dust. You can store the leftover clay again in an airtight container and reuse it later. If you are rolling out clay, use baking paper underneath. That way the chances of dust sticking to the clay are much lesser. If you don't like the brush placement, you can simply remove it using a wet Q-tip and reapply it once the surface dries. And if you notice dust or dirt on your charm after drying, you can use an X-Acto knife to gently scrape it off, or use a drilling machine like this to sand the surface and make it smoother. If you notice dents like this after drying, it could be because the charms dried on a flat surface in a sleeping position, which creates dents at the back. But dents can actually be useful. I use them to attach head and the body together like for this bed, and they also help the charm sit properly. But if you don't want dents at all, place your charms on a satin cloth with a napkin underneath for support. This creates a soft cushion-like base for the clay to dry on. And if the dents still show up even after you do all this could be because your clay is too soft. The ideal clay texture should feel slightly firm like this. Since this is an air-dry clay, leaving it exposed for too long while mixing colors can dry it out and cause cracks. To avoid that, condition the clay really well, which basically means kneading it properly, and also work in small portions instead of exposing a large amount at once. If you see tiny lines like this, they can later turn into cracks like this. You can fix them using a little water and use your finger or Q-tip to smoothen the surface out. Always keep a small airtight container nearby for leftover clay because tiny pieces dry out really fast. If you want your charms to look identical, use a weighing scale and note down the measurements for each part. For tiny details like this, rolling the clay directly onto the paper gives much thinner and cleaner strands. You can cut and use them however you want. And most importantly, this is handmade art. Not everything has to look perfect. Tiny imperfections are part of what makes handmade creations feel special. So just enjoy the process and keep creating. Thank you so much for watching, and these are a few things that I've learned so far. I might learn more and I'll be sharing those tips with you, so make sure to subscribe. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye.